the Mediterranean. See what we can do with this unholy mess. Nothing I can do about it. Sorry, guys. If you're hearing that, I presume you are. Okay, we have a heavy cruiser and a destroyer, which has come in and really harshed my buzz down here. Not that things are going particularly well either way. No worries, background noises aren't that bad. Thank you, Jaeger. Okay, let's start out with... Now we're going to start out hitting them with some battleships. Well, they fled. We're going to come up here with you. Okay, this is gonna hurt, but very badly. Maybe I should destruct first with this. I don't know. I think it's gonna take heavy losses, but okay. Oh, that actually we got off pretty damn well. Okay. Okay, good for you, good for you. Now, Italian destroyers, you come out and attack there. You may not do any good, may actually get hurt, but let's see if we can save some of these guys by moving them up here. These guys are coming this way. Yeah, let's... Well, that actually sort of worked out okay. We're going to change our stance to hunting so that we do a little better. Ouch. Now, interceptors, yeah, I figured. That's why we have various air units, but didn't come up. Oh, we didn't get interceptors helping us. Oh well. Okay, well, we're not grinding them down, unfortunately. Okay, we've destroyed it. The really bright spot is we destroyed the Allied armor down here. Sorry, I haven't been looking up at chat. Yes, you're absolutely right, Van Bishop. There were no plans to invade the U.S. either. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Hitler didn't have any plans on attacking the UK either. Naval battles, yeah, but he figured they would sign not surrender, because he didn't think he was going to invade, but sign peace agreements that were favorable to Germany. Absolutely. You're absolutely right, Van Bishop. I'm entirely agreeing with you, is that a lot of these games allow unreal things to happen, but I'll tell you what, part of the reason they do that is that's what players want. Okay, because I've seen some stuff, various feedback elements. Players love that idea. So if you made it impossible, you would be upsetting a certain amount of your player base. But I totally get where you're coming from. I've actually just read Der Panzer Penguin, a book that I actually didn't like called Operation Sea Lion. And it goes into very much how Hitler had no plans of invading Britain until he couldn't get them to surrender. And then, I mean, when he's starting out the war, until it was only after the fall of France and that Britain at that point wouldn't sign a negotiated peace, then they start planning to invade Britain. And that's what he means. He doesn't mean that it would never crossed his mind at any time in his life, but before the war, yeah, and Hitler did not really want Sea Lion either. Yeah, Elros, yeah, Hitler did not want Sea Lion. He even admits that he's like, what's the quote? Something like, I'm a lion on land, but I forget if he uses an animal reference, but timid at sea or a coward at sea or something like that. He doesn't understand naval warfare, doesn't look to it too heavily. Hitler's a very land-focused person, and so, yeah, that's very much my read of him. Actually, Neuhauser, I don't think Göring thought it was feasible at all. Göring refused. Now, if it was actually going to happen or not, whether he could have kept refusing, but Göring refuses to allow the Fallschirmjägers to participate in an Operation Sea Lion. I think he would have been overruled at some point, but he's going for some of the planning operation. Nope. Don't plan on the Fallschirmjägers. Don't plan on his troops being involved. So I don't really see Göring very much as a proponent of Sea Lion. Yes, absolutely right, Der Panzer Penguin. And that's sort of what we're talking about, I think. Okay, well, we have artillery here, and these guys are entrenched to level 3, so we're going to fire some artillery at them. Hopefully reduce their entrenchment levels. That, okay. Maybe I should have attacked into the air power instead. I was hoping to push down that a little bit more. Okay, good. Ouch. Oh, I wanted them to fall back. Okay, let's do the old swap the units. Okay, that's good. These guys can't fly because they're in sandstorm. Oh, that's why these didn't get any. That's why these guys got chewed up, because the air power that I was relying upon is all couldn't fly because they were in a sandstorm back here, I guess. Makes sense, that's reasonable. Okay, they're just going to rebuild. Don't like that. Okay. Now, let's come over here to our Pacific situation here. I believe there's another battleship in there. We sunk one entirely when it tried to go by our submarine there, the just single strength unit. Okay, we want to come down here. No, we want to look here. Make sure that we are this tactical naval so that we're doing both air, because we may be facing air and bombing capabilities. Too far away. Yeah, okay, interceptors. Oh, they moved over here. You're still operating as interceptors, good. Again, this is how not to do the Pearl Harbor attack. Don't follow how I'm doing this. Yes, you're right. There is definitely the idea of immediate fall on of within like a couple of months. You know, obviously it's going to take a few days. You know, but there was really no German sea lift capacity to get over there. In the appendix of the book that I just read, they do sort of talk about some of the numbers, but they're well into late 40 of getting, you know, converting river barges, and many of the river barges required tugboats, so they were really really not effective in going after and getting across the channel. It would have been a mess, just a mess. Move to clear skies area. And fall back out. And these guys effectively, well, we'll try. Ouch, nope. Don't keep doing that, gamer. Gamer, don't do that anymore. Okay. Now, these guys will come ashore here. And we'll get that. Okay, at least that's happening. Now, let's look here. Well, the British have moved up some air. How interesting. Corregidor looks like it's going to be a fortified island, maybe. But we're going to come over here. And contact... What do we contact? Oh, light cruiser. Sink it, then. Oh, and American air power's here. Guess it probably came off of Guam, is my guess. Okay, well, let's put these guys on board ship. Don't need to invasion transport because we can just come down here. I can't land this turn? Okay, well that's fine. Now we have the British down here. Oh, we're not at war with Hong Kong? Ah. Nope, we're not at war with Hong Kong. Declare war. Yes. We should declare war with Hong Kong. Because they'll rebuild that unit up to full strength if we don't shatter it now. No matter what else we wanted to do, we want to take that. Okay, good. So we've got Hong Kong secured. We've got Stillwell down there. This is also another mess to deal with here. Okay, destroyers. The Japanese destroyers, I don't know that they're very good at anti-submarine warfare. Flying the wrong type of missions. Oh well. No, I'm not doing this very well, am I? Okay, you guys come down here. Okay, the British are there. Let's just see if we can end this unit. Trying to screen these guys from having some big battleships or something show up. And hoping that maybe we can get the port. I don't know how hard it's going to be to get Singapore, but we'll do that. Let's see. The same playbook as it works. Mother Nature, yes, both Napoleon. And bringing up Napoleon and Hitler, you're bringing up a very interesting point that is, you know, Montgomery says, or said or something once, in the rules of war, never invade Russia and march to Moscow. And there may be some truth into that, though I think Moscow was the best objective for the German army because of the, and this game really shows this really well, in that this is the main rail hub. That if you cut this out, you really mess with Soviet ability to use rail. But we can, and I've talked about that before, and we can talk about it. But both Hitler and Napoleon, why did Hitler and why did Napoleon invade Russia? Because they couldn't invade Britain. Napoleon assembles the Grande Armée, has huge numbers of invasion barges built. Read some books on the British attempts to attack the harbors, that they're building the invasion barges to sink the invasion barges. Because even if somehow the French and Spanish navies, which were both combine them both, they're larger than the British Navy at the time. If you combine those fleets, and even if they destroy the British Navy, if they don't have invasion barges, you're not going to effectively move the Grande Armée onto the mainland of Britain. And there was enough military units to handle, 10,000 invaders or some, number. But if you could move the whole Grande Armée across, or sections of it across rapidly, you could overwhelm them. But Napoleon couldn't get across there. The French and Spanish fleets that had combined and sailed over to America and back get sunk off Trafalgar. So he's unable to invade Britain, and moving his Grande Armée down to the mess that was Spain at the time with Wellington would have just was to the point of so much more troops than he knew that could logistically be supported down here. So moving it to fight the British down here was senseless. So he decides, well, let's attack let's attack the Russians. Obviously, they weren't the Soviets then. So let's attack the Russians. Okay, why did Hitler, more so than Napoleon, of course, has the long-term goal of Lebensraum, defeating communism, defeating the Untermenschen and whatever, has all these long-term goals. But he's also doing it because he's frustrated in that he can't defeat Britain. So he wants to sort of decide the issue by conquering the Soviets. And so that's another whole big mess that Hitler creates because he can't. I'm just seeing this here. Okay, these guys are taking care of that. Okay, I don't know, we'll go this way. But, so they both invade for the same thing. What was, Neuhauser's Germans didn't even appreciate the requirements to undertake a campaign in the summer months oh yeah, absolutely. The Germans did, I've read that they did have winter clothing for the units that they had thought were going to be for the occupation force. Don't know exactly. That's what basically was said in the book that I recently read. Don't know exactly what that means, as in what units and whatnot. But they were all basically still back in Poland, and because of the railway plans that they didn't plan well or plan at all, really, on re-gauging the railways. You didn't have to rebuild it; just had to change the distance between the tracks, because they didn't plan on re-gauging the railways effectively beforehand. They never moved the winter clothing out of Warsaw by the time winter starts. And even that winter clothing would have been insufficient. So, yeah. Everybody, if you haven't already, please follow the channel here. We'd love to see you around more often. You can if you want to, you can turn on notifications when Slytherin goes live, so that you can come and get to see all the cool games that Slytherin produces, as I've recently said. I don't know if there's a Slytherin game. I don't I haven't played them all. I haven't even maybe played most because there's lots of them, but none that I've ever seen that I don't look that I would at least like. So yeah, see what they all are, and I love that about, because in the olden days when I was younger, you had the box that you could look at, and hopefully you could turn around back and actually see a picture of what the game normally looks like and play to know what you're actually getting to play. And there may have been magazine articles, you know, and computer gaming magazines to look through that give you a couple of photos. But now, of course, you can come, whether it's on Twitch or on YouTube, you can get examples of the gameplay so you know what's going on, so you know whether you should get it or not. They're hitting their Napoleon head a solid grasp, but they're absolutely right, Van Bishop. You're absolutely, they both are continentalists. And it's even tougher, I would say, for Napoleon to understand it, because he doesn't because it's the age of sail, doesn't understand really you can't just move ships where you want to on the map like you can move troops. You can move, you know, if they're within the fuel range and, you know, etc. You can generally move ships around on the map as you demand, but still it's not an effective way of doing things. Okay, we also have some mentioning ships. We're going to move these guys down this way to support our carriers and our naval landings. We had that one submarine that was just got away from us somehow. Okay, well, didn't find it. I think we're okay for here for the moment. We're getting more reinforcements. Now let's take a look at China. I know, and I was asking, I'm going to say this again, asked last session and maybe the session before, which is better, Strategic Command World War II, War in Europe, or Strategic Command World War II, World at War. And in my opinion, at least currently, the map for Europe in the war for Europe is better. It's a more detailed map. It's better. And if you only want to focus on Germany or the European theater, the greater, you know, obviously includes Mediterranean and whatnot, but the greater European theater, the war in Europe is the best thing to get. If you want to play the whole war, or also if you don't want to, because notice we're taking a lot longer to get through a turn here, partially because I'm talking so much, I understand that too, but also is you have to now, because now not only fighting China, I'm fighting down here, I'm fighting out here, so if you don't want to be managing all of the naval war going on out here, you don't want to be managing the China war, then stick with the war in Europe version of this game. But if you want to play the whole war, this is the version to get. So, I mean, they're both obviously very good. We're not talking about better as in one's better than the other. It's just, what do you want to play? If you really just want to play Europe and you don't want to focus on Japan or the Pacific War or whatever, then stick with the War in Europe version of the game. It's just, that's my advice. Take it for what you will from playing both versions. So, now, what I want to do is defeat some of these units and take, okay, these guys here. Well, they were allowed to retreat. Don't know that I like that. Where are the partisans? Just, okay, this one unit covers both of those. Okay. Now, you had to go to them? Oh. Well, see, I started back in the days, well, actually, I mean, I guess my first one was Pong that you played on the TV when I was younger. But I had well, my dad had an Apple II, so I was playing, you know, computer games at home. Very rarely played computer games that you had to put quarters into them. So I did do that. But Tron, the really good Tron game, I liked. That was a 3D good thing that I remember playing that. But mostly I was playing stuff on the old Apple II. Okay, swap these units out. Push here. Good. Hit up there. Okay, that's good. That's all sort of simple. That's a good... Let's see what we can do. You know, I think just cutting these guys off would be worthy of doing that. Okay, let's... Okay, and... should have done this earlier, but I wasn't thinking. Okay. Okay, now we've got these guys cut off. Yeah, let's... Ooh, killed that. Great. Very good. Okay, we got them cut off. Hopefully they're still well within supply. Now that they're going to be cut off, those 3 armies from good supply, that will be very good. Now we have Stilwell down here, but let's be a little smarter. I want to kill Stilwell if we can. Okay, yeah, hopefully we got this towards... Good, wow, good. And we're going to at least try with that. Oh, we actually did. Got a damage. Didn't actually take him out. Tron bikes, but there was also, as well as one where you did the throwing the frisbee type things in it too, way back when. Oh, of course I remember 5.5-inch discs. I still have 5.5-inch discs. At least my dad does. I mean, he has the old computers as well. He's been into that kind of stuff. Anybody heard of Free Software? They're Pacific Games. I have not, Tony First Gen. Of course, they're the makers of, and also been very nice to me, of Strategic Command. Slytherin Matrix, whatever, is the publisher of Strategic Command, but Fury is the one that makes this. But I have not heard. Okay, Pixel, a bit later than I, because I remember when, because floppy disks are called floppy disks for a reason, because they were floppy, not because of something else. Okay, we got now some light armor here, so let's see. And they're in snow, so we can't. Bomb them, but we can do that. Okay. Let's swap these 2 out. And hit there. No. Let's attack there. We're trying to grind our way through to Chongqing. Swap these guys out here. Okay, well, we're damaging their, I guess, Soviet light armor, but T-26s probably. Maybe some BT-5s, but... How do you manage training units? What's their approach? Okay, they call it purchase. I would call it production, but that's just a stylistic thing. They do have production down here. So you spend your MPP, which is up along here, for each of your nations that you're controlling. For like Japan, you also have the Nanjing Chinese government. For Germany, it's all out of this one total, but you can spend it on Bulgarian, Croatian, Hungarian, Romanian, and Slovakian units as well. Those are obviously Germany. Italy also has it as Italian East Africa sub. So you purchase a unit, and then it shows up in the production queue based on how long it takes to build. We don't have anything in the Italian production queue. So that is getting new units with this game. Just quick basic kind of thing. So, and it works quite well. And the ones that are sort of in the red color we've already built as many as we can allowed to currently. Some things like heavy tanks, well, we can start building heavy tanks now. That's something we'll look at for Germany. We couldn't build them before, but that will be very useful, especially replacing all of my tank losses in the Soviet Union. What didn't you consider for cartridges? I don't think I know cartridges. Oh. Yeah. So let's see, there was a SSI squad leader game that I played very young. Of course, like in the early days, the first release of Steel Panthers by SSI. Other stuff way back in the day I have played. Yes, I am that old. Yeah, let's just make it, repair it, replace it. Let's see if we can do a little bit more. Okay, just mostly pushing on them. I want to get these guys sorted out. Hopefully we can do well enough there. We've got that. Don't know if there's anything I'm forgetting. I remember pirate radio stations that were broadcasting noise. If you were lucky enough, and the reception was perfect, you could tape it and play game. I didn't get into that. Yeah, Steel Panthers is a great game. I still think so. I still think it holds up to this day, quite honestly. Okay, well, we're ashore on Wake Island. We've had some damage done just coming ashore. We've got Guam. I don't know if we should try more invasions without naval escorts. I was woefully unprepared to start this war. Before some practice sessions just before playing today, I had not played the Pacific War at all. So that's why I'm, obviously, if you watch the earlier episodes, we got bogged down in mud and bad weather and rain that sort of kept us going, but doing reasonably well here. Don't like that Tallinn thing. I don't like that. Yeah, they've all attacked. Okay. And we've got railway artillery coming. Okay, I think it's time to look at production. No. Purchase. We're going to purchase some heavy tanks. Yeah, 360. I think it's gonna take a big chunk, but I think it'll be useful, damned useful actually. Mobility would be nice. How much is that gonna up the cost? Oh, 100. No, we can't quite afford that. Not really. And for Japan, ships are we have a lot of carriers and stuff. Don't know enough, but I've made sure that some of the stuff was already here and some of the stuff was added by me. Cores. Infantry weapons. I think we'll do that. I think we could use that. That will show up in May 42, so not so long, but not so quick. I think those will be useful. Maybe some naval bombers or air units in general breaking heavy fortified. Yeah, more bombers might be useful, but I've got quite a few down here. And I got quite a few naval bombers that are just sort of waiting for ships to get within range of them. I know I can try to, some of them I can, get to new locations. Too far away for here. So we're going to see if we can take Malaya and Singapore here next turn as we get more assaults. Got another assault transport loaded with, I think it's a special forces unit that we may come over here and if we have to get the port and then move the other units ashore. And that. So yes, follow Matrix's new Twitter profile. That's also a pretty good thing to do. There was recently, I believe, a giveaway there contest, and I'm sure they will do more of those sometime in the future. Not committing anybody to anything, but just I would be shocked and surprised if in the long term there isn't some more. So you might want to follow that to get notification if you want to go out on Twitter at some point. Okay. So we are going to end this turn. Can you bomb Singapore from Saigon? Well, if I had troops or had air units there, I might. I could even try it with some of this naval air here that if I didn't, I don't know if I used it all up going after the subs, but I don't think there's enough of a point at the moment. But I definitely know if you look at like these guys, their attack radius, these are already attacked, but they could easily be, because we attacked here. Oh no, we didn't attack there. We attacked here, so that looks like it'll easily get from here to there. Okay, so let's end this. Yes, suffer. I know. Down to one. They're gonna go. Any little. U.S. morale suffers from loss of Wake. Japan celebrates capture of Guam, capture of Wake, capture of Smolensk boosts Axis morale. Soviet national morale falls as Smolensk falls. Hong Kong surrenders. Okay, it's sort of the pseudo country of Hong Kong. Okay, that surrenders. Yeah, after. Indomitable carrier deploys for service. The Tuat sub deploys for service. Japanese submarines shell the California coast. Okay, yes they did. Historically, at least. I did in this game, but... Okay, so the light cruisers there. Maybe we'll send them. No, I don't know. Okay, they retreated there. Some way to see how the drop in morale affects the AI. Not that I know of specifically. Hello, fair Oakenshield. Yep, back to 5, back to 6, back to 10, but you're cut off now, so you can... Well, we hurt them. They heard us, and we heard them a little bit. We haven't dived and run away yet. Dive, they heard us more. Dive, run away. They're hurting us even more. Oh, finally! Good job, finally. Okay, coming after my German subs. Dives, good. You're doing it right there. Okay, well, we got interceptors working. That's good. Damage evaded. Very nice. And again, ouch. The Dutch Abdafloat is up here trying to sink them. Actually doing a very good job at it at the moment. Submarines dive from attack. Very nice. Thanks, Historical Gamer. Oh yeah, no, national morale definitely has an effect on the game. Oh god, yes, everything was so unreliable compared to what we have now. I mean, just about any element of the computer. Okay, destroyers. You light cruisers might actually do some damage. Okay, come on. Thinking. Good, attack the Italians. Good, the Italians did their job. Weaken the Kharkov garrison. Very good, guys. Very good. And good there. They're weaken themselves. We got the railway guns coming to help besiege Sevastopol. Right up here. Okay, yeah, good. Garrison troops. I was told don't bother reinforcing, it's useless down here. I'm about ready to take out another army. I've already destroyed, I think it was 2 other units earlier, way earlier, down here, that the British, South Africans, whatever, had sent into the region. So Abyssinia, or the Ethiopian front, or whatever, can be quite useful to your operations. So that you can well plan. If you plan well and you do it right, they can keep a lot of units tied up. I'm not sure what the AI is going to do with all those units. I sort of presumed they'd move them against you in Egypt or some other place. The Dominican Republic joins the Allies. Oh, we're doomed now. Sikh First Corps arrives in Delhi. Malta hinders supply, yes. Okay, we're disrupting convoys to Iraq and Australia. The Bolshoi Theater performs Shostakovich 7th Symphony in Leningrad. Very nice. Now we have snow with mud, it looks like. Can we save that armor? I'm surprised they didn't come over and kill the armor, but maybe they're stuck in snow and mud. So we were, okay, 17 and 2 lost. Now, of course, we had that one submarine damaged. Okay, up off Newfoundland. Destroyers, right. Okay, Brand Corps. Okay, Corps. Yeah, just sort of north or south, or got lots of infantry units. We could use some more German infantry units to the south. We don't need to make the the Stalingrad mistake. And tactical bombers, very good. Well, we're going to put them on the central front here. Okay, let's see what we can do here. They can't even move. And I can't. They're just going to starve for lack of gas. I doubt that's going to be of any use. Okay, you guys come up here. You guys are going to come up here and bash on their air power. Pretty hard. Okay, hopefully they're still in supply well enough. Now, okay, okay, we got the partisan unit there. And there and there. So, okay, if these guys come down here, they got those partisans contained. These guys move much slower than the other railway units. Well, back up here for another go at this. Okay, well, there it looks like it. Okay, very good. Tallinn is ours. Liberation of Estonia has been achieved. Okay, that's nice. No, air units can't operate, which I didn't think they could. I think, yeah. It looks like they're just going to damage us. Okay, strike with them. They're going to come back a ways. I like how rapidly I can move those guys. So long as it's along a rail line, they're very useful. I've come to like those units. Oh, good. Got Kaluga now. We'll have by the time we get that there. And yeah, they get the anti-aircraft unit, might as well. Okay, well, now we have this mess down here with still, they can't even move into there. Oh man. Wonder if I got that, if that would free up enough supply movement. Okay, we can swap these out. Okay, wonder if that'll get enough supply going to those armor to save them. Well, let's hope. Let's hope. Okay. Lose some toes to frostbite, but at least some of your problems will be keeping your water nice and cool. Yeah, flight sims can be quite fun. Okay, so you can look at the morale of this unit down in the bottom is at 1%, where the Hungarian morale is at 58%, and that all affects what is going on here. These guys are now down at morale 1%. But okay, well, good. And ouch. Okay, now we have supply through to there. You mean I get to this Oh my god, they've left Grozny open. Oh my god, they've left Grozny open. I'm actually going to keep that front that way. Do they have any units down here now? Because if I cut this rail link off, they've completely... Now, I presume there was going to be a unit in Grozny and a unit in Baku, but it looks like not. Wow. Yeah, yeah, I'm way overextended. I absolutely know that. That's why I'm doing so badly. But yeah, okay, let's move you to there. That will allow me to get these guys rushing down to there to help see what we can snap up. Yeah, we're waiting for better forces coming. Well, we want to move these guys forward where we can. Is this... No, we're gonna max reinforce that. And max reinforce this. Not much, but... Well... Move to there. These guys can only get to here. I guess that's an okay position there for them. Well, it looks like we might be able to get Orel. Good, nice. Let's reinforce our Hungarians. These guys were all operational. Yeah, let's move up to here. Just to sort of do it. Put pressure on them. Keep them. Ah, by hitting S. Good, thank you. Okay, cool. I didn't know that. No wonder why we're not. But we're not even getting supply through there. But now I think when it recalculates that we have Kharkov, we might be able to get supply there. Maybe save this if the Soviets don't attack it. Maybe. I'm just looking at this. Thank you very much, Historical Gamer. I'm jealous of your name. Because it's a really cool name. Ah, okay, great. Great, 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 great. And so down here, and we'll get more supply down here, of course, once with this railway situation, because we were here and we had supply, so yeah. Oh, good. Very good. Very good. What's the plan for securing the border? Gamer, yes. Next turn supply? Okay. Well, I know it recalculates. So, you know, it recalculates at the beginning of every, you know, the AI's turn, your turn, recalculates all of that. But yes, okay. Now down here to this god-awful mess. Still, okay, you're gonna go back to being the hunters. They can't reach there, but they can reach there. So we're going to, and this time we get some escorts. Yes, good. Don't have the dust. But I don't know that we're doing any real good. Oh, we did some good. Okay, ouch, but yeah. Oh, damn, totally took me out. Damn. Well, there goes my German submarines. I didn't do so well. Thought I was going to take 3 damage. Oh, man. Okay, well. Again, this is how not to play in the Mediterranean. Yeah, I do like the global nature of the game. I prefer doing that over just doing Europe, but I can see how people only wanting to really concentrate and play in Europe. These guys are not doing well. Okay, well. Ooh, good hit, good hit. Let's swap these out. There we go, there we go. Okay, can they make it? Yes, they can make it to here. And no, we're not going to attack, but we've pushed further forward. Oh, damn, I wanted to get those guys up there, that's why I did that. Okay, well, that didn't work out as planned. Just had Argentina join the Axis. Very good. Well, being in the Allies doesn't necessarily mean that war comes to South America. Obviously that they're in the war, yeah, but I don't know. Don't know if I should probably, well, no, I know I should. What's my, yeah, we can afford it. Max, get that up there. These guys have already operated. This is what I just like better about the European map version. And I know there's at least one guy making a mod to try to make a map that fits more with the War in Europe version scale for the whole world for this thing. And it's been a while since I've seen an update on it, but no, he may never finish it. I don't know. But it just gets to where you can't fit units well enough, in my opinion, in some of this area here. So yeah, it's very much my feeling. I very much do like the idea that it shows the importance of railways and not needing to hold, because obviously these like are armies and corps, so you don't have to spread them out along the whole front to represent that. And I do like and appreciate that, but I just think it gets a little too congested down here because I can't move enough bomber groups or something that you could historically move to say pound these better or some such thing like that. Now down here, let's see if we can kill this army. Very good. They're done for. Okay, and no, we're going to keep holding Addis Ababa. Yeah, we're just going to keep on the defensive for the most part down here. So this, like I say, is a really good thing going on. Let's take a look at our naval warfare. Okay. Well, now that we've moved and shifted, let's come over there for that. And these guys, we're sort of heading to the American coast kind of thing. See what we can do out here. Yeah, let's go out and hide in the rain. And these guys are going to keep hiding up into there. Mason into Norway. See what we can do with that. And yeah, let's be somewhat aggressive down here. Come. Try to cut off multiple. See if we can make those guys get the. By this time, it was renamed the Lutzow because they didn't want the Deutschland, for morale purposes, to be sunk. But let's see if we can get that home to rebuild it. Okay. Italian destroyers are doing wonderful work. Yeah, let's come up here. We'll try to cut off that supply there. So yeah. Okay. Now for here, we want to see what we can do. Well, let's start up here. Swamp those out. Some more there. Nothing else that's costing them points, MPPs. Okay. You know, we've got this cut off from rails and good supply at least. And no, I'm not going to charge into there because I'm sure there's some forces, but let's... Now we've got chunk out, and let's move to here. And, well, we can't move any further forward. Okay, that's fine. But they've left their forts unoccupied. Very good. Yes, no problem. Great, thanks. So we've got that. Two armies that are going to go down as supply will dwindle there, I'm sure. Now, it looked like Stilwell escaped back to there. And unfortunately, we're facing rain again down here. Oh, let's... Again, hit S. I'm loving that S thing here that tells me, okay. So we have supply up to here, but not to here. Okay. Oh, it does change. Okay, so that's next turn. Okay, great. Well, pound on that. And then we will swap those out and do a little bit of damage and damage to us. If we just had better If we had the ability to use air power, that would be great. Really makes doing most of these attacks very costly. Good, good, okay. Swap these two out. Alright, got that. Pounding down. They'll just come back next turn, but it's got to be costing them MVP. Okay, well, unfortunately now I don't have any armor or anything to exploit into that spot, but we have pushed them back. That is good. Now let's go out to the Pacific out here as we continue to... Oh, and I want to change these guys over to dual. Okay, and it's raining, so we can't use our air power. Oh, lovely, freaking lovely. Yes, it rains every freaking day in Hawaii. It just does, or virtually every day, but it's not rainy, so you can't operate. I'm getting tired of this rain mechanic, to be quite honest with you. Yes, it has its place, but I think it's being overdone. Okay, get ashore. Okay, now we have some heavy supply units. Let's bombard the air power. Only one. It would have been better to go after the naval. That's very light bombarding, yeah. Okay, well that's helpful. Now, well, let's deal with the heavy cruiser first. We need to make sure that we have the right versions. We're going to come over to here. I'm doing mix just in case we're running into any. Sink the after-float unit. Okay, well you went up to there, fine. I do remember that there was a carrier over there, so let's move back. Those guys are almost dead, yes. I'll take land. Oh, there's another up there. Okay. Oh, and I gotta remember to use my bombers here. Shattered. Very good. Oh, now that we've taken the port, we can't land the troops. Ugh, many of them survive. Let's sort of hide there so they don't see it. Okay. Yeah, again, this is not how to do this. Well, let's come up to here. Sit in that port. This is how not to invade down here. Yeah, we need to do this. Okay, that is fair. This is fair. I don't really want to start invading other locations without some sea escort, and we can't sink this out here because we don't want to we don't have yet naval operate. So suggestions to the developers: remove any rain from much of the Pacific, because it rains all the time. But it's not like, hey, it's raining this month, too much to operate. Because I get, and I think I sort of think it's a little overdone, but I get the idea that it's seriously hampering air operations here, the weather. But this just seems like overkill. Trying to get some battleships to sort of sit here in case they try to run out to sea. We'll hit them hard. Okay, oh, these guys, let's go back to this and see what they can. No, damn it, I messed that up. Okay, well, they're there now. See the air power, but hopefully the air power doesn't see them. Periscopes and all, you know. Well, player from cheesing the game. Yeah, I get the idea. Yeah, I get the idea about that. It's all put in big naval airplane. Yeah, I get that. I mean, obviously there's always design decisions that need to be made, and the question just is which one, what path are you going to take? Okay, let's look at production. I think we're going to produce another heavy tank with advanced tanks for Germany here. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, a little cheaper. We could afford that. But I don't know that I want to spend all of that. I don't know what I want to buy for Japan. What do you guys think I should buy for Japan? Yeah, I get it could be really. Yeah, see, it did. Yeah, historical gamer, I totally agree. The idea that air operations in Russia can be really bad. I get that air operations, specifically, around the Battle of the Bulge and the siege of Bastogne, really hampered American air operations to the point of they were able to fly over and fly to, say, Germany. See, this is sort of the thing is that they could bomb cities in Germany, but they couldn't see what was happening locally, so they couldn't use air operations there. So I get the idea of weather. I think it's a good idea. I'm just sort of going, hey, it rains all the time in Hawaii, but it doesn't rain all the time. Meaning like so much that you can't just wait a few hours and it's not raining. Yeah, just because it comes and goes. And so it just sort of that kind of thing. More tanks for Japan? Tanks are kind of, in your opinion, okay. Submarines too. Maritime bombers? Because this is what we currently have in production. Got a carrier, or we got 2 carriers coming. 3 carriers coming, actually. 4. We got 4 carriers coming. I got 4 carriers coming. Got 2 submarines coming, and a heavy cruiser and a battleship and some ground units. Okay, I think maritime bombers. Okay, so we're going to do maritime. That's what the chat thinks, so I'm going to blame you if it all goes wrong. Naval weaponry, most assuredly. And long range, yeah, we're the Pacific War, so, and we can afford that, so we're going to go for that. I still want a cushion because putting, you know, units on ships and things like that can be very critical here. Mentioning that, we're going to put you on regular transport so it's cheaper. And we're going to come over here. That's also quicker. And we're going to come here, and next turn we're going to land and reinforce the invasion of the Philippines. Maybe I need it, but I'm looking at Corregidor. Don't know how strong that garrison going to be and all, but we're going to see what we can do there. Okay, well, I think it's a good place to end the stream here before we start another turn, because we are running a little late. Not that I'm not having fun, I most assuredly am. So, if you guys haven't already, you can hit the follow button here and follow the Slithering channel, but you can also look me up here on Twitch, gamer_1745, and follow my Twitch channel I do a Saturday show on Twitch, and I also do a Sunday show, live Sunday show on YouTube. Again, gamer_1745. Just search for that. And of course, about 2 videos a day of historically based, often World War II, and many Slitherine games on my YouTube channel. So you can take a look over there for me on YouTube to find all kinds of stuff that I cover and talk about history while playing games and all. So I really appreciate if you would. So thanks so much. Probably see you next week, probably Thursday, but not been set yet. And we very likely can continue this campaign. So far it's been sort of frustratingly fun. I will say that, because we're not doing the all-conquering thing, but it is sort of interesting. So, thanks everyone. See you next time.